Get started, all right? Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. So, guys, it's my privilege to do fire extinguisher training for you guys today. And I really love fire extinguisher training because there's two reasons. Number one, it's the workplace. Number two, it protects you guys at home. It's one of the only times that I can do training that is most effective in the workplace and at home. So, you guys, hopefully you never have to put a fire out here in the office. You never have to put one out at home, but after today, you should be a little better prepared than you were before we started. Who has ever had to put out fires? Put fires. Okay, so what did you have to put it out? What kind of fire was it?
Oh, I thought you said you didn't.
Oh, who did have to put it out? Okay, what did you have to put out? Chemical fire? What kind of? Oh, okay. Wow, okay. So what kind of fire extinguisher? Whatever was around. Whatever was around. Yeah. And that's the answer. That's the answer that most people are giving to have. But we were talking before we started here. You guys have 3 types of fire extinguishers. You have an analog fire extinguisher for electronics. You have an ABC fire extinguisher for pretty much anything else. You also have a CO2 fire extinguisher that's also good for just about everything else. So we're gonna use this simulator. This is called the Blue X Fire Extinguisher Simulator. We have simulated fire. It's much safer than a live fire, so that's why we do it this way. You're all gonna get a chance to use it, and tell me how hard of a fire you want. I'll give it to you, guys. So just some basic ideas and rules with the fire extinguishers. Has anybody heard of the PASS acronym when it comes to fire extinguishers? Okay, what is it? Yeah. Okay. So you've heard of it though, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so PASS stands for pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Okay? So we're gonna go through that. First thing is pull, that's pretty simple. Every fire extinguisher should be equipped with one of these pins right here that you pull out. It's attached to a little plastic security device that keeps it in there. You're gonna rip that off and pull that first out. It's gonna come off really easily for you. And what's the reason that there's a pin in the fire? Why is that like that? No what? It can't fire randomly, yeah, so it doesn't go off, yeah. So when you're sitting next to your desk and you hang your purse or your coat or your jacket or whatever on this, it doesn't accidentally discharge it. You don't do that though, right? Fire extinguishers cleared all the time, all right? No coats, no umbrellas, rain jackets, purses, small dogs, anything, nothing on the fire. So that's number one. So we're going to pull the pin first thing. Next thing we do is aim. Now that seems simple, right? You save the flame in the fire. Right? No, that's right. What do you aim at?
The bottom of the fire.
The base of the fire, that's right. We're not focused on the flame, we're focused on the fuel. So right here we have this nice flame, and you know everybody's first reaction is spray it on the flames, knock the flames down. That's what you hear that from knock the flames down. That's not what we want to do. We want to aim below the fire where the fuel is. So if we picture this as a nice campfire where we're roasting hot dogs, marshmallows, on it, whatever, the fuel in the campfire is what?
Wood.
Wood. It's the log at the bottom. So if we picture this as a campfire, the log is going to be down here. So when we're aiming, we're going to aim at the base of the log with the fuel of the fire, okay? The next thing is squeeze. For fire extinguishers, the bottom handle here is a fixed handle. So you can carry it around like this all day, and it won't go off until you press the top lever down. Once you press the top lever, that's going to start releasing the extinguisher beam. So squeeze, and what's the last one? Sweep, that's right. So when we're sweeping, we want to go smooth and slowly across the base of the fire. As you notice here, as you use the fire extinguisher, the flames are going to stop. That doesn't mean the fire is done. So if you focus on one part of the fire at a time, by the time you look back, the other side of the fire is going to reignite and it's going to start flaming up again, and you're going to have to go back there. Before you know it, you're just going to have this chain reaction of putting one side out, the other one starting, putting that side out, the other one starting. You're going to have that happen. And if you don't do that with a simulator, you're going to see the flames are going to pop up, and you're not going to pass. So sweeping, nice even motion. Who be our first question. All right, come on up. All right, so we got our fire extinguisher ready. So scale 1 to 4, how bad do you fire? 3. Perfect. All right, on the second, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All right. There we go. 23 seconds to get the fire out. Now,
I think he needed to move with a little more urgency. There's a fire, you better hurry your butt.
now we want to stay calm, cool, and collected. So there's our first example of fire, extinguishing a fire. Now, that's not going to happen every time. You're not going to be so lucky to put out every fire with fire extinguisher. It's just not realistic. So from time to time, you're going to have a fire that gets out of control and a fire extinguisher is not going to do it. So just a few rules about it when you're thinking about actually fighting a fire. Number 1, always have your back to an exit. Be prepared when you go in to fight the fire. Get ready to back away from the fire and get out of there and do it safely. Okay? That's first and foremost. If you are in a closet and fire is starting in front of you, the only way out is over that fire, don't fight the fire. Run over and get out of there if that's okay. Always have your back to an exit and get ready to get out of there. That's number 1. Number 2, as you're fighting the fire, focus on using that fire extinguisher up completely. Do not think about where the next fire extinguisher is. Don't think about anything else except where am I going to go when this doesn't work, and how, and focus on getting it out of the best you can. If your fire extinguisher runs out, which will happen, you have about 20 to 30 seconds of fire extinguisher life on this size extinguisher, even less as it gets smaller. As it's running out, you're thinking about getting out of there. One person should use one fire extinguisher at one time. If you're fighting a fire and your extinguisher runs out, you get out of there. You don't go find another. Hopefully there's somebody else in the building with you. Maybe they'll grab one while you're fighting the fire already. That's fine. They can use it, but you're done after the first one. Okay, so one extinguisher, one time. Everybody understand that? All right, so if you're using a simulator today, what I'd like to see from you is that once you put the fire out, put the extinguisher and back away. If the fire is still up, same thing. Put the extinguisher and back away. Get out. Okay? All right, so who's number 2?
Is that a good distance where he was?
Yeah, that's a good distance. And you got to remember that this fire doesn't have heat,
Right.
which is one thing. So when we were doing it last time, they were coming up right here and putting it out, which in real life you wouldn't have any hair or facial hair or anything like that left on your face. Melted to burn off. So we want to get a safe distance away, as close as we comfortably can. In this case, I like to see people between 5 and 10 feet away from the fire. That was a good distance.
Now you said in our area we've got several different types.
Yes.
How do we know that? Like how do we know what the type is? Is it identified
I
on
think-
the actual extinguisher?
Yes, it is identified on the extinguisher. The halon extinguisher looks completely different. They're usually not red, for starters. They're usually silver or yellow, and they won't have like a black hose with a cone at the end of it. It'll be more like a spray nozzle. The halon extinguisher spray more of a liquid. The ABCs spray a dry chemical, so it's like a powder that comes out, and the CO2 spreads a solid gas, essentially. It spreads dry ice over fire. Yep. All right, who's next? All right. Second beat, go ahead. demonstrate, this is an ABC fire extinguisher, and it's not meant to reduce fire. So
Well, that was going to be my next question when I asked you how you would know which fire extinguisher in there. What if we grabbed the wrong one and it wasn't the right chemical fire?
well, it's not, well, in a kitchen fire will make it worse because you'll spread the grease out and it'll flare up. So in a kitchen, it's very important to use the right extinguisher for that. In electronic fire, if you grab the wrong extinguisher and put out an electronic fire, it won't be very successful in putting out the fire, but it's not gonna make the fire worse. If you grab an electrical extinguisher and try to put out a regular fire, it'll probably still work, but it'll just make a mess. It's a liquid. What's that?
Do we have all these extinguishers here?
Yeah,
We're gonna go around, like, okay, I don't have my reading glasses on, which one is which?
no, see, the electrical fire extinguisher, they tell me, is just in the server. Server, I guess. Is there a difference?
Yes, they said we live up there.
So, as far as the different extinguishers, they don't color code them? Like, the blue extinguisher is for electric, the red one is for this, and the yellow one is, what do they do?
They do. I mean, like I'm saying, the main model one is probably the silver or yellow. And when you go into a kitchen, they're quite a lot larger than a standard fire extinguisher. And they're
So she's saying, instead of like reading it, oh, there's the yellow one, yeah,
No,
that's
I would always just have, rather, it's like I said, you grab the fire extinguisher, go for it. If you're successful, great. If not, get out.
So we should have all different ones in our house? Or?
No, in your house, you really should only have, you should have one in your kitchen. They make nice, I was talking before this, they make really nice portable like aerosol spray ones that are good for oil and grease fires. Like you find it at Home Depot for $10. Really nice product that you can store next to your pots and pans and just grab it out if you need it. But really, if you have a grease fire on your stove, the best thing to do is to smother that out. Or use baking soda as well. Okay, who's next? Let's do another one. Come on. I'll give you a fair shake. No?
She doesn't like you now.
Everybody's got to put fire out.
Your take.
You're good. It's like you had my back and it wasn't red.
She ran, she didn't even put the thing back.
I was not thought it was going to kick in.
Second, go ahead. All right, go ahead. All right, good job.
Hey,
What was that? Level two.
another negative one. Hey,
So, the other thing I want you guys to notice here is that these extinguishers have a code on the end of them. They all do. The CO2 one's a lot bigger, but that's a real size for ABC dry chemical fire extinguisher. As you get closer, the cone gets smaller, so you're focusing your extinguishing agent on a smaller area. So the further away you get, the larger area you can cover with the cone. So if you look at where the laser's point, the further away you get, the wider your cone gets. Okay. All right, who's next? Everybody's got to do it. Second beat, you're good to go. All right.
Okay. There's fire. That's heavy. Fire.
A little lower. Sorry. Forgot to. Go ahead. Quick, get out of control. All right, good.
She's dangerous with anything that could be used to be a tool. Yeah, be careful. And if she gets pissed off enough, she'll just throw the damn thing.
All right, who's next? Everybody's got to do it.
Yeah, Heather.
On the second beat, go ahead.
it, Heather, get it. Come on, girl.
We're fine. She sits the closest to the office. I'm glad.
All right, who's next?
Come on, Lisa.
Okay.
Hurry, get it. We're getting out of control. It's like those damn birthday candles.
I think you got the grease fire.
Yep. You can see that she was really successful in knocking it down, but it didn't go out. It was really hard fire. That's a level 4. That's a hard fire. But what I want to explain with that is often when you're fighting fire, you don't see the fire start. You notice the smell or the smoke or something like that, and then you're going to find it, then you're getting a fire extinguisher, and then you're fighting it. So oftentimes you have a lot of time for that fire to build up and gain momentum and get that chemical reaction going. So there's just times where you're going to come in and fight it, and it's going to be too far along in the process, and you're going to have to get out of it. So
How long does an extinguisher that size last?
between 25 and 30 seconds. Yep, it's not a. This
So it's not like you can keep knocking it down until the fire company gets there. You're going to have a short amount of time.
Exactly. When it comes to fighting fire with the extinguisher, your first priority is getting out there safely. So if you're good enough and you're lucky enough to put it out with the extinguisher, great. If not, you have to be able to get out. All right, who's next? All right, second. Next.
What's she doing? Number 1?
No, you asked for it. Now you have to do it.
No, I can't.
It's the whole fire's coming all varieties, shapes and sizes, trash can fire.
This feels like completely full.
That size, there's concrete in there, they're right down. Yep.
So
That's for that size extinguisher, that's about it.
It's a weight to it.
Yeah.
Who's next? Go ahead.
Don't let us die upstairs.
He doesn't care about you.
Yes, she does.
No.
Oh, well, there goes the well, it's just implied. All right, who's next?
you're in charge. Second beat. Go, go beat, go beat. I knew she was going to be good. Yeah, she got practice spraying me with a hose when she was little. That's right. You laughed. Here.
You ready? Did a really good job on the first fire, but the second fire, we didn't have enough extinguisher to put it down, so that's a good job, that's a good job. So, Joe put a fire out, he had 2 fires. You're up. That's okay. Go ahead. That was a 3. That was a 3.
You're a flyer. You're going to make me do it again?
Yep. Slow, steady speeds. All right. 10 seconds.
That was level 1.
No, that was 2. All right, you have to come up with this. Yep, yep. I'll be nice to you this time.
That's all right. You're going to score.
There you go. All right, on the second beat, go ahead. All right.
All right.
Did anybody else knock the fire out successfully that I forgot?
Lisa, did you put your fire out successfully?
Going up.
I didn't want you to be left out.
Hey, how often do you get to play video games at work?
Come on, Lisa, don't let us down.
Anybody else like to do a difficult one?
Rich, you want to try it again?
Anybody else want to do it again?
Put 1 fire out and then all out.
That's the opposite of what I'm saying. It's on training, but so if anybody wants advice on fire extinguisher, you said just do the opposite on that. Okay, guys, that's our fire extinguisher training. If you guys want to stick around and do it again, let me know. That's fine. Otherwise, we'll see see you again some other time.
I have a question.
Yes,
How long do they last?
about 25 to 30 seconds.
I mean, sitting.
Oh,
Always okay?
they need to be inspected annually. They'll develop leaks from time to time and lose pressure from time to time. But every month, on every fire extinguisher, there's a little tag. You look on the back, it has a little place for a date and initials. And every month they should be checked to make sure that on the gauge here that the arrows will be green. If the arrows are green, the fire extinguisher is good to go.
What if you use an extinguisher that's past its date? You know, that's expired?
Does it not come out?
It won't do
or-
nothing? I mean,
No, it may still work, but there's no guarantees at that point. So they should be inspected annually. That's the letter of the law, and I think you guys do
So
that.
what about the $10 ones that you're talking about?
The $10 ones, I'm sure they have an expiration date on them, and if you ask the manufacturer, they will tell you to replace them at that point.
How do you get rid of them? Like if you have one at home in the kitchen, you find it's expired, how do you dispose of them?
You don't necessarily have to dispose of them. They can recharge them. That's
Okay.
acceptable. The little aerosol can ones, they don't know how to do that, just like you do any other aerosol can. But these can be recharged over and over again. If you go to places, you'll see fire extinguishers from the early 80s, late 70s still in use today.
So our safety committee should be checking these once a month, and then we have the inspection once a year, and that.
Yeah. The once a month thing, it doesn't have to be done by a safety committee member. It can be done by whoever sits closest to it, a supervisor, whatever. But they should be checked in monthly. Yeah.
Joe, can you take that back to the safety committee that we make sure
I'm
we're.
sure, actually, I'm not sure about every month, but I know he comes in every year and checks it.
Well, yeah, we do it annually, but he's saying we should at least be looking at.
If you look on the back of the tag, there's a little place. Everyone will have it. So, yep.
I'll bring it up.
Thanks.
Good. Any other questions? Anything else?
Rich, stop lighting fires.
Somebody get a fire extinguisher.
Rather fine, so.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you very much. If you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I'll help you out.
Don't forget to put it on your training log, everybody, even if you're not doing the incentive.